So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably going to be the most bizarre video I've ever had to do. I'm going to give you guys the top 20 black comic books in 2023. Now, I know you're all wondering, how did you come up with this list? Well, the Black Comic Lords, we came up with this list by simply taking our website, which had over 22,000 views in the year of 2023. And so we tabulated all that, and they basically gave us the statistics. What was the most viewed comic book to what was the least viewed. But we're going to take the top 20 counting down. Let's get started. All right, so coming in at number 20, you got your boy Black Panther in Storm. Let's check it out. So this fell in at the 20th spot, and the significance of this is Black Panther and Storm actually joined the Fantastic Four. This issue was also written by Dwayne McDuffie. It's a dope cover, but I guess there was some buzz around 2023 of, Storm and T'Challa, joining the FF. There was some talk amongst the Black Comic Lords, and so you guys went out and you viewed this, and some of you guys even picked this up. The other interesting thing about this is that there's not a lot of modern books in this list, which I find very, very interesting. Coming in at number 19, you have Mystery Comics number 1. Now, this is the first appearance of CD, a gun-toting black superhero, right? This was very, very interesting because he was out of Africa, he carried guns, he even shot white people, and this was a mainstream comic. When I say mainstream, it's on the same shelves as DC Comics, Marvel Comics at the time. Here's a really, really good look at CD right here. Coming in at number 18, a lot of people didn't know, but Vixen was the first black person to ever join the Justice League. And so this will be basically her inauguration. This book got a light buzz around the black comic book community because a lot of people thought it was Cyborg, but way back in 1984, it was actually Vixen. Coming in at number 17, we have Weird Fantasy. Now, if you don't know much about this book, definitely go over to blackcomiclords.net and type it in, Weird Fantasy 18. There is a big surprise at the end, but they basically, if they had the internet at the time, they would basically break it by what they did at the end of this issue. All right, coming in at number 16. This book actually did very, very well this year and also very well in 22. Now, DP7 was a part of the New Universe line that Marvel came out with, and it was kind of a hit or miss, mostly more misses than hits. But in this particular issue, it was like a black squad versus your white squad. It's an unofficial black superhero team up. It's very, very interesting, dealt with a lot of race and relationships. Next up, we have Youth in the Ghetto. This is Harlem Youth Report, Youth in the Ghetto. Mr. Rico Jones made the Black Comic Lords aware of this about 3 years ago, and the community has not looked back once. This book is kind of hard to get your hands on, especially if you're a little low on cash, but it's a very, very historic book. It was revolutionary for its time. Such a great book. But if you want to check it out for yourself, go to blackcomiclords.net. Next up, we have Selima 3D number 1 that came out in 1986. She is the first black woman in her own series, right? You had Super Bitch back in 1977, but it was more so a one-shot. But this person actually had more than one issue. Very, very cheap to go get. Does come with 3D glasses. It's a 2-issue series, and it's pretty dope. She's got some powers, and it's in like this post-apocalyptic world that she's in. Older book. It's just a great book to have in your collection. Next up, this is probably one of my favorites. Now, we talk about What If series. You don't get a whole lot of black surprises, but in this one, Marvel, as they did at the time, they would do a about face on the lead character if they were black on some of their covers for shock value. We find out later that this guy, the first one of the Nova Corp members, he's actually black. And there's a big spoiler at the end. It's kind of reminiscent of who we would later see to become Ghostlight, which is Al Harper. If you know anything about Al Harper, what happened to him back in '69, kind of is what happens to this guy. Did I just spoil that? Definitely go and pick up What If number 15. Speaking of Al Harper and Ghostlight, we got Ghostlight. Came out in February of last year. Really, really dope book. John Jennings was able to revive a long-forgotten character and bring it back to life and turn him into a superhero. Dope character, lots and lots of powers. Definitely go to Black Comic Lords and check this one out. A couple cool things to note about this book. This was a black-led character. He had a white sidekick, as you can see to your left. And rumor, according to Steve Perrine, who was actually as deceased at this time, was noted for it having Bill Cosby being interested back in the 60s on it. So there's not a whole lot more information on that. I was able to reach out to him on email. I'm going to do a separate video on the Black Phantom to take a little bit deeper dive on the communication that I had with Steve Perrine. But great work. The Black Phantom. Definitely go pick up this book if you can find it. Shouldn't be that expensive, but I'm not certain how many copies were actually made. Next up, we have Avengers 278. The significance to this comic is that Monica Rambeau, aka Captain Marvel, will actually lead the team at this point. She will be appointed the chairman of the Avengers. This is the first time that we ever saw any black woman in mainstream comics ever lead a team. So this is pretty big. It doesn't go for a whole lot of money, but definitely something to have if you are into Monica Rambeau. Next up, we have the Terrifics. Now, this book was going for some pretty good penny early in 2023. This book is extremely affordable now, but now it should be noted that the Mr. Terrific is a legacy character, but he is the third smartest character in DC Comics. Definitely a dope book to go and grab. There could be a spinoff on its way, but definitely affordable book to go and grab right now. The Adventures of Black Eldritch. This book is extremely significant because the FBI was trying to confiscate all the copies. And so we don't even know how many copies are still out there. Much more information is on our website, but it is an actual comic book. It is very rare. Definitely, if you see this book, grab it before the FBI still tries to come back and pick it up. Next up, we have our first and only Black independent comic to make our list, which was Alkalite, Son of the Supreme. Now, this guy has probably the industry standard or better artwork inside of his comic, and you're just not going to find a lot of artists out there that can top their covers and a lot of their stories. Definitely go and check him out. The links to their website so that you can go and support this Black-owned comic is on our website, blackcomiclords.net. Next up, we got Punisher Volume 2, number 64. This is the first appearance of Nigel Higgins, the Black Punisher. That's right, back in 92, they did introduce a Black Punisher, and he is still out there kicking right now. Now, coming in at number 5, we have Green Lantern issue number 3B, The Variant. Now, listen, this is totally a cover buy, but you're never going to ever see anything else like this that DC is probably going to put out. So this has a picture of the Far Sector, Joe Mullins, and you also have the Teen Lantern on this cover. So yeah, this was a big deal last year. Coming in at number 4, we got All Negro Comics. You guys already know why, man. Come on, All Negro Comics. First appearance of Lion-Man. Coming in at number 2, we got Crown Comics. The first appearance of Vada. He was created by Matt Baker, and yeah, one of the first black superheroes ever. Listen, coming in at number 2, man. I know what you're thinking, but yeah, this definitely had your Black Fantastic Four, and this got the community buzzing last year. Coming in at number 1, guys, I am not even going to pretend like I saw this one coming. I think it has something to do with the fact that we're getting a Captain America 4, and Isaiah Bradley was greenlit to come back and maybe potentially we get a little bit of truth, some more truth. But whatever the case may be, this was the hottest comic book on blackcomiclords.net. This book is super affordable now. We are not in the speculation age anymore, and a lot of the modern Bronze Age books are very affordable. If you work a good job every day, you can afford these books. So listen, man, thank you guys for watching. This has been the top 20 comic books for 2023. I hope you enjoyed. But listen, if you stayed this long, why don't you? Like they tell you in church, why don't you come? Why don't you just simply like and subscribe? Help us out. We try to give you these videos out, keep the community informed. So if you like what you saw today, make sure you like and you subscribe. Thank you.